okay, as somebody who's made previous mistakes, I truly understand, first of all, the power of forgiveness, but second of all, the reality that no matter what I do, people are going to look upon me as always being that person. Someone's always going to be like yeah, but he was a good guy now, but you know what he did 20 years ago? Because people love to feed off of it. They don't want to look at the person in front of them. They want to look for the faults of the person from 10 years ago. And that is something that I think we can all relate to. We can all understand because everybody's made mistakes and wronged people. And I think they're trying to understand that and trying to move forward from that is very powerful for your own self-growth and also to help you realize that people have issues. They live in the past. Hey everybody, this is Gregory Paul Kotsaftis of the Pitching the Truth podcast. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for listening to the Pitching the Truth podcast. Well, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Colorado. And, things have been a little hectic, a little bit busy. I'm trying to get ready for my wedding, which I'm very excited about. And also just, keeping my life sorted and trying to live the most honest, authentic life I can and not get muddled down by other people's actions. So today I want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the past and how it affects you. And obviously I have a pretty extensive past. I have a past from when I was a child, when I was a kid. I recently connected with a friend of mine from high school. We went back and talked about all the past things we did back in high school and the crazy, stupid things we did. And we also had quite a good time catching up on the future now because we're completely different people than we were when we were back in high school. He was kind of a wild man that ran around, and we both were, and he took a different path than me. He got out of school, went to college, went and became a stockbroker at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, where he's been now for 25 years. And I'm super proud of him because he's lived a very straight, clean, happy life. He's got a beautiful family, a beautiful wife, and he did right. He did right. He got away from his craziness and the stupidity and playing games and the hustle that I somehow got stuck in, right? Because my past was quite different. I kept running around and doing the things and hustling and eventually making a lot of money and doing some great things with my life. I have 3 beautiful children as well. My marriage did not last, but then I went south and committed my crimes that, ultimately led me to some short prison time. But the reality is this: we all have a past, right? Your past never goes away. Mistakes, good and bad. Okay, so you can have some great things that you may have done in high school or college or even in your 20s. Some people, they have that saying that they've peaked. Some people peak then, and that's like the highlight of their life, and that's the most extensive things they do, and they fall into a rut and they never really do anything else differently. But that doesn't mean that their past defines them, because they try to sit back and think like, well, look what I did 10 years ago, or look what I did 20 years ago. I was great. I was awesome. And that doesn't really resonate with the future. It doesn't resonate with the present. Now, I've had a lot of issues with letting go of my past. It's been one of the most difficult things that I've had to deal with. And recently I've been reminded, specifically by family members, close family members. The first one was my sister. I recently went back to Boston, and we do not really get along, definitely are estranged. I think we never really got along, even when we were younger. It was a strained relationship, but everything that I did kind of added fuel to the fire for her to be able to say, oh, you're a bad person, and you're a narcissist, and you're this and that, and she loves to call me names, if you haven't noticed. But, recently I had a little interaction, not even meant to be with her. I reached out to her son, because he's my godson, and said, hey, you want to meet up? He's 23 years old. I figured he's a 23-year-old man. He can make his own decisions. But rather than have him respond, his mother was certain to jump right in and say that she couldn't believe how bold I was to have asked her son for dinner. So that was fine. I really didn't care. I mean, that was up to him. If he doesn't want to meet for lunch or dinner, that's fine. No big deal. But then she went on to berate me about my past. You did this, you did that. I'll never forget when you said this. And, that definitely affects me, because my past, I've made a lot of mistakes, right? I just want to be forgiven. I want to move on. I want people to be accepting of me. I want them to forgive me. and I want them to accept me. And that's been really difficult because in life, there are many times that people will not accept you. They will not forgive you. They will not let you back into their lives. Now, with my sister, this is easy because we really don't talk. We really are not affecting each other's life. It's just her opinion of me. So as she was saying all these things to me, I quickly said, listen, so you want to think I'm a narcissist? Great, I'm a narcissist. I agree with you. I definitely put myself first. That's never going to change. And in regards to my crimes, I've apologized for them so many times to you. I've apologized for my mistakes so many times that I'm just done. Like, I don't want to apologize anymore. So stop asking because I'm not going to do it. I just quickly took the whole thing away. And I have to say it was a very freeing feeling because it made me finally realize, like, this is done. Like, I just don't care anymore. I don't care what this person thinks. I don't care about my past. I know what I'm doing every day now is a good thing. My present moment is positive. It's upbeat. It's happy. It's giving. I have wonderful, positive people in my life, so I don't need this person, sister or not. That was not difficult and honestly very freeing. And for anybody out there who's holding on or really wishing that somebody would like them again, specifically a friend or a relative, and that person just will not give in, will not be kind and say, oh, I accept you now. It's just such a waste of energy to even bother trying because at the end of the day, you know who you are and the present moment is all that matters. What somebody did to you yesterday means nothing because that was then. People change. As I mentioned with my friend from high school, he definitely changed into a very positive, wonderful person. I'm very thankful that we met up. Now, there have been plenty of other people that have gone the opposite direction. They were great early, and then later on in life, they became kind of mean and nasty. So I'm not going to spend my time trying to figure out whether or not they're good people or bad people. I'm just going to let it go. Because if I'm doing the right thing in the relationship and trying to be a positive, upbeat person with them, that's all that really matters. So do not waste your time getting tied up in other people's crap. And especially for all of you people that are out there that may be listening that have made a mistake, do not spend your time trying to fix that because you can't fix it. It's somebody's choice as to how they want to treat you. The only thing you can do is decide how you're going to react. And in my case, I choose not to react. I choose to put my past behind me. My past mistakes are now almost 7 years old. I can't spend the rest of my life wondering and worrying about different people and what they think of me. All I can do is try to be a good person every day and be happy. Because as we all know, at some point in time, we're all going to die. We're all going to leave. We have no idea when that's going to be. So you need to pay attention to what's going on in the moment, not waste your time with the pastors, as my friend used to call them, the pastors. They like to live in the past, good or bad, and just be happy with what you have now. Now, the other thing I want to share is somebody that's really close to me, very close to me in my immediate family, recently continues to bring up the past with me. Continues to say, well, you know, you did this and I still haven't tried. I still can't trust you. I can't trust you because of what you did before. I can't trust you. And it'd be one thing if I was doing anything just, untrustworthy now, but I haven't, for a long, long time. And I've come to realize that no matter what I do, this person's still not going to trust me. And that's her power. Her power is to say, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. So immediately I want to prove my trust, right? I want to be like, oh no, look at me. I'm trustworthy. I'm a good person. I help you out. I help you out financially. I call you all the time. I try to check in on you. But that doesn't matter because you can't trust me. Now, I know that there's probably some outside influences, affecting this situation. But at the end of the day, it comes right back to the same thing I just mentioned a second ago, that I can't control how that person thinks. She doesn't trust me. That's fine. I'm not lying to her. I'm not deceiving. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm being straightforward and upfront at all times. But I don't appreciate the fact that she is not. And that's what I discovered in this phone call today. That's funny because I'm the one that's supposed to be not trustworthy, yet I'm being lied to by this person. So I choose not to engage with that. I choose to leave that alone and just move on with my life. Now, this is maybe a very tough subject for people to understand, but as a felon, as somebody who's made previous mistakes, I truly understand, first of all, the power of forgiveness, but second of all, the reality that no matter what I do, people are going to look upon me as always being that person. I don't care if it's 20 years from now, someone's always going to be like, yeah, but he was a good guy now, but you know what he did 20 years ago? Because people love to feed off of it. They don't want to look at the person in front of them. They want to look for the faults of the person from 10 years ago. And that is something that I think we can all relate to. We can all understand because everybody's made mistakes and wronged people. And I think they're trying to understand that and trying to move forward from that is very powerful for your own self-growth and also to help you realize that people have issues. They live in the past. People love to talk about the negativity. They love to sit back and think about the things that happened to them long, long ago and how hurt they were. They love to play the victim. So I choose not to let anybody play the victim around me, and I just choose to be happy. And I hope all of you do the same thing. I hope anybody out there listening to this realizes that I believe in you. I don't care what you did in the past. I look at the person standing in front of me. That's all that matters to me. So that's all I got this week. Sorry about it's a little bit late on this week's podcast, but I appreciate all of you listening. And as always, please try to leave me a review down below. I greatly appreciate it. And hopefully soon, once we get past this wedding, I can start stepping up my game and getting a little more active and getting my voice heard out there so that others can benefit and learn from my previous experiences. Thanks so much.